So, this is my last vlog, so getting used to the terminology, in this outfit, as well as just for tonight. As I announced on my proper blog, Joy Means Joy, I'm going to be trying to upload a video each day from Tuesday, when I uploaded the first video, which was today. Yay! Oh, and by the way, it's weird and funny and to see me up on YouTube talking. But anywho, once a day from now until Saturday. So that'll be 5 more vlogs if I'm counting right. 5 total. 5 total. Right. Saturday will likely be from my kitchen because I am making cucumber sandwiches to test out a recipe, or not test out a recipe, but like get it solid so that people can follow it, because it's a thing happening for my brother's wedding reception. Well, not just my brother's, Monkey and Giggle's wedding reception. Yeah. So, we're trying something a little different with this video because the last one was really grainy, but I was really happy with how it turned out, so I dealt with it. We're shining a light on my face. It's nice, feels like a police interrogation room in my own bedroom. And this is also another view of my bedroom. Now that I'm out of frame, you can see my lovely crafty boxes that are here at my parents' place. You haven't even seen the crafty boxes at my place, which is more of a craft corner and somewhat of a craft pile. But there's lots of boxes there too. Let's see. I promised that this vlog would be about my name and how I came to it and how I chose it and why I chose it and why it's the title of my blog and my vlog. The short version is I was never happy with my name, in the sense that I didn't feel like it fit me. I really love my given name, which I'm not going to publish on the internet, it's funny enough. Which is actually probably not true. I think I've already published it somewhere on my blog, but I'm going to make you do an archive crawl if you're really desperate to know my my given name. But my first name was Rebecca, is Rebecca. That hasn't changed. And I went by Becca when I was a kid because that's what my parents wanted to call me, baby, and it was Baby Becca for years. And when I was about 4th grade, I decided I was done with that, partially because in many ways I still felt like I was being treated by Baby Becca, and I just didn't feel like that was serious enough. I had an overdeveloped sense of gravitas as a 8-year-old, so 9-year-old, 8-year-old, one of the two. Anyways, so I started going by Rebecca. And then I got to 8th grade and realized that Rebecca was way too serious. Didn't fit me as well as one would hope, and that I really needed some lightheartedness, because from 4th grade to 8th grade is when all of my really huge problems started. When all those behavioral issues that had kind of dinged a little bit when I was a kid became behavioral issues. Which eventually we found out was that I was bipolar, and it was actually when I was Becky that I got my diagnosis as bipolar. And then I remained Becky through all of 8th grade and all of high school. And then when I went off to college, I decided to go by Joey. And no, it's not as weird as it sounds. In my junior year of high school, I went on this huge trip to recreate the Pioneer Pilgrimage that the Mormons did. For a few days, 26-mile hike in 3 days, more like 28 actually, but pushing hand carts and blah blah blah. I was in full Pioneer dress, except for the shoes. They did insist on good shoes, or even having shoes, which a lot of the pioneers didn't have. But anyways, and I signed some paperwork, and my middle name starts with an L, and they are really super loopy. And the person who was going to be my mom on said trek thought that my middle name was Joe, because at that time I was in high school and weird and a bit of an idiot, and dotted my L's with a heart. And so she thought that the L was a really, the really loopy L was a J, and that the O was a cutesy way to do or that the heart was a cutesy way to do an O. And so she thought my name was Rebecca Jo, which would have been awesome if it actually had been. And she gave me way more credit than I deserved. But bless her heart, she made adoption certificates. And mine said Rebecca Jo, and I asked her where the Jo had come from, and she said, "Oh, I just thought it was so cute how you did your middle name with the J and the heart for the O." And I just kind of looked at her and I was like, "My middle name starts with an L. That was an L and a period." And she looked mortified, like her face transformed into this horrified, as if this was somehow her fault and not my crappy, scrappy handwriting. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'll fix it." And I said, no. It's my fault. And anyways, I've always wanted to go by a boy's name. So during the trek, I was Becky Jo. And then it just became a thing that I was Becky Jo. And then it kind of morphed in my head into Joey. And college seemed like a good time to start that. So I was Joey starting in college. And I've been Joey ever since. So it's the longest I've really stuck with a name. That I chose, and it's getting close to the longest I've ever had a name, because, let's see, I was like 8 or 9 years old when I asked to go to Rebecca, and I was 18 when I went to Joey, so we're coming up on 8 years soon, and soon it'll be the longest I've gone by anything, and it really fits. And part of the reason it fits is it's because it's as much who I haven't been and who I am and who I have been in some ways as who I want to be. I want to be full of joy. Joey, the way I spell it, Joie, is spelled the same way as the French word joie, which does mean joy. You've heard the phrase joie de vivre. It means joy in life, or joy of life. And so that's part of it. Part of it is I do like going by a boy's name, because I'm a super tomboy, and I don't know, it all really fits me better. I still love my given name, especially my full name. I feel like it's really representative of the woman that my parents imagined me growing up into, and that's still the woman that I want to live up to. But I don't think I'll ever go day to day by anything other than Joey from now on. Certainly in all my official interactions and all my really respectful interactions, I really think that my full name is what I want. But I think that in my day-to-day interactions, and the mutable me is very Joey. And maybe that sounds ridiculous and cuckoo, but it works for me. So that's part of it. And like I said, it's part of who I want to be. Being bipolar, I feel my highs higher and my lows lower than you would consider a normal emotional spectrum. But for a long time, I swung towards depressive. And so grasping onto joy in any way I possibly could was really a big deal. And that was part of my name. And eventually I do want to get to the point where Joey, not just the word, but Joey me, means joy. That my friends think of me and think of joy. And I don't know that I'm there yet. And I don't know that I'll ever be there. But I do know that I want Joey to mean joy. Not just canonically, but personally. And so that's really the project. That's what the blog chronicles. That's what the vlog hopefully will chronicle. That's hopefully what my life will chronicle on the internet and off. That Joey means joy. And how that transforms me. So I guess that's it for now. That kind of explains my name and why I go by Joey, and why I chose it and why I stick with it. And why this channel is called Joey and Joy, because this vlog, I suspect, even more so than my blog, will be about my relationship with joy. And finding it and keeping it and all sorts of things. So please feel free to respond back, whether you think it's ridiculous or you think it's a really great thing. I don't really care. I just think that I would really like to hear back from you about joy in your life and finding joy and becoming joy. And think that that's kind of where my sign off is heading. It'll be about joy. And I'm probably gonna try a few things before I settle on one. But for right now, I think my sign off is I hope you find joy. I'll see you next time.